So 2025 me right out of a high paying position. It's fine. I'm not bothered nearly as much as I used to be. So let's talk about it. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. This is Jonesia from QA. My name is Imani Jones, and I'm here to tell the story of how I was laid off this year. It's been a journey navigating that. As far as my story goes, I had a feeling that we were going to get laid off soon. Seeing other organizations getting laid off, I knew it was only a matter of time before we got hit. So I definitely prepared accordingly, got my resume together, I got my draft of my cover letter together, and I did what I needed to do to start my job search process. So we had a fake me out meeting. And I say that not because they actually were trying to fake us out, but I know that we had one meeting that was an impromptu one that was scheduled via Teams. And we were all like, oh, this must be it. This is the time. This is when we're going to all lose our jobs. Oh no. And then they said in the meeting, they were like, oh no, you're not getting laid off. It was like, whew, okay. But we still knew the time was coming. So not to make light on it, it's just this is how I cope. But anyway, we have another meeting, impromptu. Select people were invited. We get in there and they tell us that we are being laid off in a week. So I appreciated them not telling us like the day of, because I just think that's so messed up. But I appreciated the time that they gave us, at least to get our affairs in order while we still had insurance and stuff like that. So with that, I made the choice to get myself together. I had my time to cry my tears. I had a lot of frustration. I even the week before I actually got laid off, it didn't really hit me initially. I knew it was coming, but I was in a mode of we've got to make it work. We've got to find something new. I was in applying to job mode anyway, so I felt prepared for it. And I had to return all my monitors. I had these two big monitors. I had a keyboard and some other stuff, and of course my laptop. So I returned all that to the building. Not that it's my fault, but you feel a little bit of shame, like kind of doing the walk of shame as you leave the building. You give up your badge. Shout out to that badge because it was the best badge picture or ID picture I think I've ever taken. But yeah, so it sucked. It wasn't fun, but there were a lot of takeaways that I have gained from this time since my last day was April 30th. So since March, I've been on this journey. As far as it was at this moment that Imani realized that the audio cut out and she needed to re-record the last of the video. So please bear with me and excuse the change in clothes. Thank you. Navigating the 2025 job market has to be one of the most infuriating and frustrating things that a job seeker can be going through. You're in this position not because of your performance, but because of circumstances outside of your control. So it makes sense that you're going to be upset, you're going to be irritated. All those are valid things. But what matters is where we go from here. So I'm going to talk about some things that layoff taught me and things that kept me afloat while I continue to go through my process. So my first takeaway is reflection. Really taking a moment to look in the mirror and see what you could be improving on, seeing what items you could level up on skill-wise. Unemployment could be the perfect opportunity for you to really take some time to focus on education in the sense of certifications, trade school, or that 4-year degree that you always wanted to get. Now might be the time, assuming finances are okay. This could be a time to consider getting your education or getting that certification that would give you that level up in this job market. A lot of us who are gifted, who have many skills that are developed over years or have over education and things like that, we're all in the same job market and we're applying for the same jobs. So it would be impossible for all of us who are perfectly qualified to get those jobs. So keeping that in mind, that's how I keep myself going at least. I tell myself that we're all very gifted and skilled and that we all just happen to be in the job market and one person has to be picked. But adding those skills, that can give you that leg up on the competition. So it could be useful to consider. My next takeaway is utilization. This is using the skills that you have to your advantage. And honestly, in this day and age, I think that the best thing you can do is monetize off those skills. One of the biggest mistakes I think I made without even realizing it was not having a backup plan. I thought that I was secure in my high paying position, but when it turns out I wasn't, I didn't have a plan B. So, my advice to anyone watching this video is have a plan B. You have a plan C. Have different things in motion so that you have your ducks in a row. Utilizing what you have and what skills you've gained through your experiences, through your education, through your certifications, your schooling, trade schooling, all of that's gonna give you a leg up and it's gonna arm you for your endeavors. If you go into business for yourself, this is the perfect time, I think, to start that because there's no time like the present. And who knows how things are gonna go in this economy, in this job market. It's probably best to have something lined up. And if you can go into business for yourself because you've got skills in something that's marketable or that people want, it could be worth it to explore. My next takeaway is accepting the state of the job market, accepting that it is out of your control. We need to understand that it's difficult, but that it's not impossible right now. Through it all, keep pushing forward. Don't stop. Keep applying. Keep networking. Keep reaching out. Keep doing what you need to do in order for your livelihood to be in a good place. Also, expect rejection emails. I take them as a courtesy at this point, and I'll tell you why. You go on LinkedIn, you'll see a job was posted an hour ago. It says it already has 100 applicants. Imagine where that's at by the end of the week. That was just an hour. After so many hours, I can imagine that there's a pretty high applicant pool for that job alone. And recruiters, they have other positions to be filling as well. So we, as the job seekers, I think that we should keep our focus on moving forward because I've seen plenty of people on LinkedIn who are very frustrated and upset with not getting told that they didn't get a job, which makes total sense. It's difficult, but I think that right now we need to keep the objective in mind and keep pushing forward. We don't get stuck on things that are outside of our control. We focus on what is in our control. You're probably going to feel like your efforts are rendering no results, and they may not for a little bit, but not every position is for us. You might apply and find that you're in a situation where there are a couple different offers that want you, and you'll just have to make a decision. But the point is, just keep pushing forward. Another major takeaway is to keep busy. Keep your mind agile. The best thing you can do is to go outside, get a walk in, just be in nature, not be cooped up inside. One of the best pieces of advice a therapist gave me was to go to the park. Like I was going down a bad path as far as my depression, and I was told, get outside, go to the park, go to Starbucks. Don't stay at home all the time. When I did go, I enjoyed it. It was peaceful. I was able to do what I needed to do. The park, it was just nice to be in nature. It was pretty. I got to see water. Water science, so I like water. But yeah, it's good to experience nature, to just get out of what feels constricting at the time. And when you're down, it's just good to get some fresh air in general. Also, another way to keep busy, exploring interests. Those could be new interests or old interests. I, for example, am exploring old interests because I make these things. They're gimps. This is like the barrel technique for anyone who cares. I just think this is so cool and I like to do them. It gives me a little something to do at night or during the day if I'm waiting for something. Keeps me busy. So I'd say that's a hobby potentially. Maybe getting into the arts. Um, this is Vine charcoal for any of my artists out there. I know that I used to do self portraits of people in fine charcoal back in high school. I thought that was fun. So I have some now. One of these days, I'm going to get back into that because I think it'd be good for me just to get back to my art roots because I thought it was nice. So, anyone who's interested, I think that you should definitely explore past and new interests. Another way to keep busy is to volunteer. Find ways to serve others. I think that it's the most selfless thing you can do. And, help out family. What matters is that your mind is agile. So, for anyone requiring medical or mental health services, one major suggestion I have for you is to get insurance. Get insurance, it'll save you a lot of headache. I can't tell you how infuriating it is when your insurance cuts off and you have a therapy appointment and you get charged $300 or however much that is. That is not a good feeling. So I don't want that for you. So be aware, get your insurance, know that there's health markets out there. They got me a very reasonable amount as far as how much I needed to pay monthly for that. I know it depends on what package you're getting through Cobra, but the lowest package I saw was $650. So I don't know who was about to pay that, but my recommendation is to not do that if you can help it and stick with health markets or a lower health insurance. That way you're covered and you can have access to your medications and whatever you need during this time. And my last takeaway is to focus on your health, mental and physical. This is the time that you want to nourish your body. Your body is a plant and you've got to water it, you've got to take care of it, give it sunlight, make sure the photosynthesis is happening so you're eating all these things. It's important because you want to be your best self out here. You want to be the best version of yourself out here. So it is recommended that you take care of yourself. You eat in a way that's going to fuel you so that you can take care of whatever business you need to take care of. You want to keep your mind in a place where you're going to be able to handle things. With unemployment, it is a life event. And with life events, you're going to need some time to process, to handle these things. You might go into depression. You might feel anxious. And that's normal. But you need to be able to handle that. Whether you go to therapy, you journal, you draw, you do art, you have some creative outlet or some sort of outlet to release the stress that you're feeling. So really take care of yourself when it comes to physical health. Getting those steps in. If you get 150 minutes of cardio a day, that's going to be really great for your cardiovascular health. Finding the time. I know that time is used as an excuse a lot. And I'm not using it as an excuse for myself because I know I just wasn't making the time personally. I'm big on accountability. And one of the best parts of me becoming unemployed was that I could actually get into a routine. And for the first time since 2020, I've been able to work out consistently for the past couple months, and it's been great. Mobility has been way better. I got to a weight that I was not proud of, and I'm still working my way down. But what matters is that we try. What matters is we're putting in the effort. And diet too, eating in a way that's going to serve us. Take care of yourself. Make sure you're drinking your water too, because for those bingers out there, people who like to eat like whole cheesecakes and stuff, I feel you. Drink your water. Drink your water. If you have that craving for several days in a row, maybe you need to drink more water. I personally could do better at this. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but we have to try. We have to try to water ourselves. We have to try to nourish ourselves as best we can. So I really think that That's important too. All these things are important. They are aspects of unemployment that we really need to keep in mind. And they can be applied to different life events that happen. We have to keep these things in the forefront, and we have to make sure that we're prioritizing and making sure that our health, our well-being, our mental health, our creativity, our longevity, we have to watch those things to make sure that we can sustain and have a productive life. I hope that this reaches someone who really needs it, and I hope that you're not alone. It's not easy right now. This economy, this job market, it's crazy. I've had my time to be not okay, let me tell you. And I'm thankful that I'm at a point right now where I can convey this information, and hopefully it helps someone who's just starting out or who's in the thick of it, who really needs it. And yeah, if you see this and you don't have anything to say, comment a tear emoji. Let me know you got to the end. But yeah, in the meantime, we're not just crying, but we're being proactive, we're being productive, and we're moving forward because we're go-getters. We're not just gonna sit here and be down, we're gonna do something about it. Getting laid off taught me a lot about myself. It showed me that there were avenues that I hadn't even explored yet to unlock my full potential. In a way, getting laid off was probably the best thing that could have happened to me. Unpopular opinion, I've been very fortunate with my circumstances surrounding my unemployment, but I'm thankful that I've been able to learn and grow through this transition. And I hope that this reaches someone who is also in the period of transition, that they're realizing their own full potential. That's all I've got for this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day, have a great evening, and yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.